Hello. So the market opened about 20 minutes ago, and let's see if we are actually live. Yes, it seems we are actually live. So if I click this, copy, go to Discord, YouTube, open to Discord, and if I click here, go visit site, we are live. Click here, go visit site, we are live. Quality HQ, make large. Quality HQ. So far so good. So if I type on the chat and I say this is a test. So if I type on the chat, say this is a test. This is a test. Great. So let's do the intraday daily routine. A few minutes later, I'm working on a new stream setup, and it's taking me 15, 20 more minutes. That's what is expected. The cool thing is I could click this, and now you have a clear view of me, so I can talk specifically about some things with the distraction of the charts. And if I go like this, we can go back to the charts or to the news, and it's much easier for you to cope with this. So I was looking for market moving events, and nothing dramatically relevant in the last few hours for the market to change the tone that it had in the last 2 days, right? We are a day before the holidays, so volume is going to be slow. Most of the traders are not going to trade risk in front of the holidays just to ruin what they have accumulated through the month or what they have done this week. It doesn't make sense psychologically to go and place large bets today with the volume that we don't expect to be much higher. We open the daily routine, and this is what we have. Petroleum at 10:30, so in about half an hour. Then auction bills, natural gas, and the rig count and the beige book. Here, what we have, it's a tick up in most of the markets, you can see. So the bearish pressure that we had is not there anymore, right? It's not there anymore. Are we positive? We'll explore that in a few minutes, but yes, we are tending a little more positive than bearish because we are changing structure in the market. You can see here, let me mark it on red, this button, right? Almost double bottom, but then we had what, 1, 2, and 3 days positive. This is the close of yesterday. We are making a new trend line here. Bears should show up about here, right? Should show up about here, and it did not so far. Market internals had opened Let me check. Market internals open positive, and I think they're still positive. Yeah. Infotech giving up a little bit. Advanced and decliners went from 0 to 900 and now retracing a little bit. Volume positive in both in New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq. Let me see. The XPX traded higher, new high, and then retrace. Let's see if it trades overnight. The opening print ticks near the zero line. It started a little healthier than what it is right now. And this is why I say, hey, there is a change of tonality. The last 3 days, we have a block of positive, quite significant positive days if we compare back to back, right? If we compare to what we had in the last 3 months. It is true that here we have more negative days. This is why we kept a bearish view. Now, after 3 positive days on consolidation, just before the holidays, hey, I say, hey, one second. Advanced new highs and new lows also show that. So here it is. Let me show you. The last 3 days, more highs than lows. Here it was almost flat this day. And now here we have 91 and here 136. Yeah, this more positive than bearish, right? VIX retrace from 22.23 to below 20. Let's see what is right now. It's 19 and trading lower. You can see this. Crude weak, gold strong. The composites, S&P 500 composite, 15%, so much better than in the last 2-3 days. And we can see that in the next chart better. Let's focus on this chart. So for the last 14 days, and let me put this on red, most of the instruments we track, most of the instruments we track are negative, except a few that are flat-ish in the last 14 days. Crude had a bad last 5 days, right? And negative -1 in the last 2 trading days. Remember, this is the close of yesterday, right? So these charts will update overnight, and you can get it here on the routine, daily routine page. You can find that in the description. What had very positive in the last week? Positive return. So Russell 5%. Apple, S&P, and Nasdaq. Let's stretch this to gold and silver, right? In the negative side, what we had negative side for in the last week? Bitcoin -6, right? Oil -5. In the last 2 days, and this is why we're going to change the color to yellow, we have all of this positive. Except Nvidia did this about flat. So let me put it here so we can see the number. Russell, extraordinary, 4% in 2 days. MSCI World, 2%. S&P, 2.5. Nasdaq, 3.2 as of the close of yesterday. And so far, now we are retracing a little bit. So let's go to the chart and see what we can do here. So flexible. This is the VIX and Q. So for bears to remain in control. Let me duplicate this drawing. Let me edit the properties, and I want to see if I can do a little darker. Edit properties. I want to see it a little darker, like this. That's not that dark, that much. More. Should I go here? Yeah. So if bulls are able, right, that I think they will, to hold, let me put in white and gray, to hold. Okay, so we try to go higher. It fell. We are trying to go lower. Maybe it fell, right? We don't know that. But no matter if we go that way or if we go this way, if this is holding, right, fine, right? I can say, hey, bears are not in control. If bears are able to trade here and then push it here, then we're targeting this low, right? And here is what bulls need to have control. So edit properties, price level, show on the right, and here say bulls and need protect. So bulls need to protect this area, right? Why? Let me erase all this. Because we have this is the high, right? Lower high, lower high, and this is the NQ. And here we could be a new high, right? Or a higher high if we go through here and we consolidate above this area. Because here we have a low, a lower low, a lower low, right? So if we hold this, then we can retrace here, make here a higher low. So if we make here a higher low, what is going to happen? So if we retrace here and around this trend line on the triangle, we can target this and we can open up for the Christmas rally. That, hey, this year we're not having a Christmas rally. If this doesn't happen, so if we are doing low, high, high, the other lower high, right? Lower high. And then here we make another lower high. Guess what we're going to happen here? Because here, lower high, lower high. And then here, they're going to push to make a lower low. Sorry, this is lower low, lower low, right? So I wonder if I can use the pen here. Where is the mouse? Oh yes, I can use the pen. So maybe it's much easier. Let me see, to try to use the pen here. where is this is a higher. Oh no, it's not much easier. A higher, low, and too dry. No, it's very sensitive. It's extremely sensitive. Higher, low, hola. It's very hard. I have to practice that. So anyway, it is retracing so far. This is on the NQ. Let's see on the ES, because remember, you see how this top is here. So let me see if I can duplicate drawing, and it doesn't move. Because here on the ES, we already done it. Look. So if I activate this, edit properties, color, more colors. I think I picked that one. No. Which color did I pick? That one? No. So you see how in the ES we already made it higher? So it's a very, very similar picture. So we have the high, right? The low, the double low, right? Because it's like this, the other low. But then we have lower low, lower low. And here is the question. Hey, don't make this a lower low. And this a high, a lower high, and a lower high. Bulls don't want that, right? Bulls need to hold it here. So I'm saying, hey, if bulls are able to hold this level, what's happening? Let me erase everything. So if bulls are able to not to go here at the single prints from yesterday, right? We are fine. I mean, bulls are fine. I mean, we can trade back and forth inside of this triangle, like this, and resolve it, right, to the upside or to the downside. But if we will break it to the downside, like it happened here, or like it happened here, then it shows weakness, right? It shows weakness. The euro, Bitcoin. Let me edit here. The euro, we wanted to retrace, but sorry, the euro, we wanted to retrace, but it's not retracing. So we had this going, giving us the short activate. Now we're going to look for another short like this, right? This trend line It's not valid anymore. Bitcoin, this is the 3-to-1 risk reward ratio where we said, hey, this is protected, 80,000. We can go to 105 if we have a 3-to-1, 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. So this box is the risk. Let it trade throughout here. The stop loss will be here, and then push it higher. Just like we did with gold, with the ES and NQ. Crude, weak. This is the major trend line. Activate, edit properties. Let me put this at 3 because it has been respected. And if we want the October lows 55, hey, this is the trend line it needs to break, right? Yes, we went through gold. This is the same box. So this is the low, traded higher, went back inside of the box, gap, holding. They still not reached this high. Let's see, silver did it. Silver did it, yes. That's why I removed these boxes. Activate. Now the trend line we need to protect is a very steep line, but all-time highs is on target, right? NQ, we have done this so far. Let's see what's happening. Consolidation day at the high for the first 45 minutes of the day. VIX, YM, and I'm wondering who's RTY. RTY. No. This is the 4% it had. Let me save this. It will save. Right, this is the 4% we had in 2 days. So it was really spectacular. Activate. Non-stop. And today is non-stop. So the small caps really want that rate cut, right? And what we could do here is move the trend line, this trend line, open the shorts. This trend line will look to open a new short. And this trend line is the one that opened the long. I'm going to keep it here for a while. Let me fix it. Let's see if it trades to here. Apple, very strong. AMD, not so strong. Amazon, finally, we had this trend line. It was taken, giving up some pricing. Broadcom holding, CMG. Oh, so it triggered the trade. You remember we had an alert here. It trigger is doing good, 2% on the day. Google retracing from all-time highs a little bit. All-time highs was done at the pre-market yesterday. How much is Google now? 1.2% down. Market internals still good, right? Still positive. I have seen moving the market internals here, this here, so it creates room for another chart here. Maybe that's That's valuable. But it has to be done. I think it has to be done here. Customize grid, yeah. So here I don't have customized grid. So flexible grid. I guess I could replicate all of this on the flexible grid, and then from there have the market internals here. Meta strong, Microsoft great trend line, Nvidia not doing great, Oracle weak, Palantir, wow, what a trade. Yeah, from 222 on from 200 to 160, QQQ right at this level. This is where they say, hey, let's see if we're able to trade below this. It was rejected twice, right? 1 year, twice. And it seems that now is the third time. Russell just on fire. XPX stronger than NQ. SPY similar, and Tesla. So this gave the long signal. Duplicate. Let's provide one for the short signal. I'm going to put it like this. And number 2. Here we do have the same trade, the 2 to 1 risk reward ratio. So inside of this box, we're okay. Now it's entering into the 1 to 1. And here is the new target to near all-time highs. Market internals holding. NQ. So 9:30 is here, right? This is the open because we are an hour at the open. So it tried to push, it pushed a little bit, retraced. And now it's looking again like this. Okay, so that was all. So that was all for today. I hope you enjoy this stream. It's helping me trade better. It has have done a great job of not just talking into my head, but also putting into words what I'm thinking and how I see the market. Clearly, there are some improvements, and I will accomplish them throughout the years. But so far, I'm feeling much better. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye bye.